What's up, everybody? Jack from Half Chrome. Welcome to the live show. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better than the first one. If you got questions, please hit me up in the chat. I love to answer them. I want to know what you guys want to know. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what I've got going on, and I need to tell you about Banggood's 11/11 Lucky Sale. They've sent me some exclusive codes, and I've got a list of some pretty awesome stuff. The links down below, they're fill-in links. They help me out. That's how I do this stuff. It fuels this hobby, but there's some really good stuff. So let me just tell you some of the things that are on that list that you can save. The Xiaomi drones, the A3 and the X8, they're pretty good. I think they kind of fly under the radar. The A3 you can get for 220 bucks. It's basically it's a Spark for a little over 200 bucks. The X8, that's a excuse me, that's a 4K drone, kind of, I would say comparable to the original Mavic. You can get that one up for 438 bucks. Not a bad deal. The Hubsan Zeno Pro 4K, I have not tested that one, 330 bucks. So some really good drones for not a whole lot. So check that out. If you're into the FPV, love FPV myself. The original Tiny Hawk you get for about 80 bucks. It's 10% off. So if you're going for the all-in-one package, 155 bucks, 10% off of that. That's a good chunk of change, right? Not a bad deal. About 140 bucks there. My favorite toothpick is the Diatone GT. What is it? 229. That thing's awesome. It's usually about $120. You can get it for just over 108. Rapid fire modules. They've got a bunch of pre-built DJI stuff now. That's the way to go. I am currently in the process of building a DJI drone. Now, I've had it built for, 2 weeks, but getting it to work with the components has been kind of a nightmare. So I'm kind of working. I think the issue is a bad flight controller, which kind of figured that out today after, a whole lot of troubleshooting. So if you want to fly the DJI stuff, it's awesome, right? I can see the picture. It looks super clear, super crisp. I've seen other people flying them. They're pretty cool. But you can get some pre-built stuff for a pretty good deal. There's pre-built Cinewhoops, stuff like that. The new Novice 1 and 2. The Emax Hawk Pro is 170 bucks. That's cool. What's up, Travis? What's up, Alfredo? See you guys. Hello there. Hit me up if you have some questions. I'll get to questions here in a little bit. But definitely you want to check out that Banggood 11/11 sale. Now, people say Banggood. Yeah, it's kind of a goofy name, but what is it? It's basically the best way that I could describe it is like Chinese Amazon. They've got a little bit of everything, and everything is super cheap, inexpensive. Now, trade-off is it's coming from China, so it's going to take some time. So you gotta have to factor that in. There are some expedited shipping that you can do. I highly recommend that, and then you can kind of track things as well. But yeah. Great for electronics, but they got everything from clothing to electronics and everything in between. I use them from time to time. Now, they are kind of like a big sponsor here. So, a lot of the drones that I get come from Banggood for me to test. And, that's how I do that. Alfredo, you got a question? I know you are in a dock, but do you have any cinematic drones, FPV? Yeah. Actually, just today I released a video building a Cinewhoop. I took the Tyro 79, which actually all the Tyro models are on sale this Banggood sale. But I took the 79, which is a 3-inch drone. That's actually one of the pretty good solid kit. Love the Tyros because it's kind of an easy way to get into building. And I put it together. Right, I had an old donut frame from my original Cinewhoop. Do I have that around here? Yeah, so I built this Cinewhoop, right? Cost me, I think you do it for just under 150 bucks. Awesome kind of premium components. I thought people were asking, can you do cheaper? Yeah, this guy here, the Tyro frame. I'm sorry, the Tyro 79 is the guts of this. And then I put it in the donut frame. So the Tyro, I think, is like 69 bucks. The frame is 29, so just under $100. you're going to have to add a receiver like this. But you can see how I did this today. Yeah, other things that are not FPV that are cinematic, there is a code for new Mavic Mini, as well as a Tello with a remote for, I think it's 129 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. Love the Tello. Great beginner drone. Yeah, I've got a Mavic Mini on the way. So if you're wondering how does that fly, I should have one coming soon. I also have the new Skydio 2 en route. So those two drones, we will absolutely put those to the test. So if you have questions about those, let me know. And I do have a new GoPro Hero 8, so I'm going to start releasing some stuff flying the new GoPro 8. Kind of on that note, we've been working with Moondog Labs. Now, if you're not familiar with Moondog Labs, they do anamorphic lenses. Now, what's an anamorphic lens? That is basically anytime you see a movie, they're almost always shot on anamorphic lenses. It's got that wide aspect, and you see kind of like solar flares coming through the screen. We're putting that on a drone. I've done a little teaser video. You're going to want to check that out if you haven't seen that. But yeah, we're going to do that, some night stuff. We got some some cool footage coming. All right, Banggood has the Wizard with carbon fiber T-G for $325 US warehouse. Yeah, that's a good deal. The Wizard, do I have one up here? Yeah. Yeah, love the Wizard. It's a great beginner drone. Good place to start. I think you can get it for, gosh, I forget what the actual price is. Let me look real quick. It's who knows? Not oh gosh, goggles on sale, RC cars on sale, helicopters on sale. The Wizard HV, oh, that's the small Wizard for 95. Don't like the small Wizard for 95. Those are actually just the coupon codes. This one very well could be on sale. Love this guy as a good starter. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the GoPro, that was quick footage. I was actually flying that line of sight, which is generally, I'm not as good. Rather than the goggles, it was my first flight, and then I had some issues, had to run inside. I wanted to get that video out today for the sale. But yeah, that's compressed. Yeah, GoPro does compress the heck out of these things, these videos. So that's, that's too bad. But I guess, when you're looking at my face, that's not so bad. Compress it as much as you can, right? All right. What else do I got coming? I talked about this Cinna Whoops. Cinna Whoops are a fun deal. Like them because of these ducks. I'm not going to say they're safe, but they're safer when you're flying around people. Just kind of give you some protection. They do add some stability. I'm not saying this is stable, right? It's not going to fly like a DJI drone, but it does a nice job. So what else do I got coming? You just saw this today. This guy is an interesting one. I've been flying this super smooth. This is actually the first real 6S quad I had. I've flown. Look at the size of these motors. Gigantic. 2507s. They're huge. And you see the Cadex Tertiaire 4K, so I can record 4K footage on this. So this is the LAL5. These are not the original props. Flying in the cold, those clear, hard plastic props were like glass. Yeah, so I shattered a few. What else do I got coming? This guy here. Yeah, what do you see in the back? DJI. This is a DJI specific frame. This is a DJI specific flight controller. We have the air unit. I have, you can see over there, the DJI controller. Yeah, I'm going to put this whole thing to the test. These motors, let's see here. These are pretty awesome. Good Venture drone motors. These are their new Stealth Pro 2306.5. 2554 kVs. Just sexy looking. They're good. These are solid motors. So I cannot wait to get this thing up in the air. Francis at Good Venture Drones. He's the man. Emma Woo. Awesome. Good to see you there. Thanks for checking in. But yeah, so this guy's had give me some problems. I think I've narrowed it down to the flight controller being the issue. I've tried connecting it a handful of different ways. So I'll get another one of those, and we'll get this thing in the air, because I know that you guys have been asking to see this. So we will do that soon. So what else do we got? I got a little Beta 75. This is a 3S. This actually has a recording on board, which is pretty cool. So I've got that little SD card in there. Flew this around the house. Just a little big for my house, or for my skills, I probably should say. I've got the Novus 1 and Novus 2 on the way. I'm excited to fly. Those things should be really good for beginners. The Emax Hawk Pro, Chris actually is flying that thing right now, but that thing is super smooth. Like I said, I've got some links to super codes for the Hawk Pro and Hawk Sport. I think the Hawk Sport's $140, so that's a steal. Emax makes great stuff like this. This is my Hawk 4. Love this thing. This is probably my favorite current FPV drone, although after flying that LAL5 today on 6S, that was just super smooth and fun. So Emax, but they make great stuff. Tiny Hawk S, Tiny Hawk Freestyle, all of those codes down below. Great quads if you're into FPV. Definitely want to check those out. What else do I got? I've got the iFlight Mega B Cinewhip coming. That's a pre-built deal. I showed you how to build 2 of these little Cinewhips. If you want your own, the Reptile Cloud, also linked below, and the Mega B, those are pre-built if you want to get going. Now, don't just buy, if you're not new to FPV, don't just buy one of these things. You got to learn, because if you just buy one of these, you're like, oh, well, I'll just buy a controller, buy one of these, and we'll get going. Back up a little bit. Getting into FPV is a little bit different than buying, like a DJI quad. DJI quads are great. I'm not saying to not love them. I've got a Mavic Mini on the way. Can't wait to test that. But there's kind of a process. You got to kind of learn how Betaflight works and how to bind. Building is not necessary, but a good way to kind of learn how some of the components go together. So, kind of keep that in mind. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've got coming. Hey, I'd love it if you're interested in buying a drone, right? The links below to the sale on the spreadsheet. They don't cost you anything, right? They're affiliate links. They help me out. So if you like some of the content that we're throwing out on this channel, or on the website halfchrome.com, halfchrome drones, check that out. Those links are affiliates. They help us out. They kind of fund this hobby, right? This isn't my job, right? I got a day job. I teach the youth of America, and that's how I make a living. I do this for fun. I do this because I love it, and the affiliate links help me to continue to do this, so that I can get content out to you guys, help you out, and answer your questions. So check that out. I also write for thedronedj.com. And I produce some videos over there. So if you're wondering, I've seen a very similar video on Half Chrome and Drone DJ. Yeah, I'm putting out content in both of those places. It's kind of 2 slightly different drone demographics, but that's what we do. So hey, thanks for checking in. Any other questions before we get going? Yeah, let me just kind of having issues with your King Kong ET115 V3. What kind of questions, Bird? Birdman says he's having issues with his King Kong. What kind of issues, right? Not binding. You got to give me some more info. Goofy 2A RX is wonky. So here's the thing. Birdman, it's going to be hard for me to troubleshoot. Doesn't want to bind correctly. What kind of receiver are we talking about? Is it SPI, or is it built into the flight controller, or are we talking like an XM Plus or something like that? Because that's that's really kind of the only way I'd be able to help you. Birdman's questions. This hobby can be frustrating, and for me too, right? I am not an expert. Separate RX, two in one, kind of. So a separate one, the bind button, if it's an FR Sky XM Plus, that's different. Gosh, Yeah, unfortunately, you know, it's going to be hard for me to yeah, like I said, I don't know how to troubleshoot that exactly. That's what it needs. Oh, it needs separate RX. Um, XM Plus, yeah. So that's the thing. Here it is. Yeah. For example, this is the Eachine Twig HD. Great little quad. Love it, but it has a built-in receiver. It just gets really terrible range. And what Eachine did was include something so that you could solder on your own receiver. And yeah, otherwise, you know, built-in receivers really have very limited range. You definitely want to kind of, you know, add one if you can, right? But hey, how much range on the Twig? Well, when I'm flying with the SPI receiver, you know, I'm getting, gosh, football field, 100 meters if I'm lucky, right? No interference. And then it's falling out of the sky. Yeah, it's falling out of the sky. I might even shown that in the video, but I didn't bother adding the XM Plus receiver to this. Well, honestly, because as you can see, I got drones galore, right? I got so many things that I need to use. You know, XM Plus receiver, then really any FR Sky remote will work. So he's asking, what radio did I bind it to? Bound it to the XM. Grab it. X Lite. This is the X Lite. I have the X Lite Pro too, but I like this one because, you know, things like this fly D8, and the XM Pro, right? Plus Pro, I forget the blue one I have, only does D8 and their new access protocol. But almost all of these Twigs, you need a D8 right receiver. So this will do D8, D16. Yes, my Pro will with an external module, which I have, right? I have the external modules, and they work well. But yeah, I just don't, for whatever reason, I don't like. It's just another thing I got to carry, right? Yeah, jumper radios are good. Birdman's talking about whoops, bound to jumper radios. Yeah, the jumper is great because you can bind anything: FR Sky, Fly Sky, Spectrum, Hubson, right? Eachine, E010s, right? All of those things you can bind them to a, you know, the jumper. I think the jumper, really, the T16, right? If I just, gosh, I love the size of this thing, but you know, if someone said, "Hey, Jack, you need one remote, what's it going to be?" I'd probably choose the jumper, right? I don't actually have the T16. I have a handful of T8s, but yeah, you do. You got to make sure the voltage is correct. I have a handful of T8 jumpers, and they're nice. They're a little smaller, which, you know, is nice, but I like the form factor of this. It's like playing video games, right? It's pretty nice. Anyway, yeah. Any other questions, Birdman? Thanks for jumping in and asking some questions. Yeah, you got to make sure your stuff is charged, whether that's your drone, your remote, all that stuff matters. You know, as Birdman says there. But yeah, make sure you guys been. Thanks for checking in. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys check out halfrome.com, dronedj.com. Love for you guys to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, check out that Banggood sale going on. Links below where you guys can save money and help me out. Appreciate it. Hey, good luck, everyone, and happy flying. Do I want to end? Sorry, guys. Peace.